Hello, friends. It's Melanie here, and I am joined by Dean Crownover. And today we're doing another Ask Melanie Live. So let me just give you a little bit of context for what we're doing here. From time to time, I'm going to be popping into the group. We'll be sharing this in other places as well, but you guys get first insights. And this is really a powerful opportunity to tune in and like experience the power of masterminding and group brainstorming when we do laser coaching. So we're going to be doing a laser coaching session and you get to eavesdrop in. Now, as you're listening in today, I want you to be thinking about where is this something that might be going on in my life or business, and how can I apply the coaching that Melanie's giving to Dean into my business too? So Dean Crownwell, he is from My Benefit Auctioneer. That is his business. And he is what's called a benefit auctioneer specialist. So Dean, thanks so much for being willing to be in the hot seat. We are going to dial in something that's come up for you. And just give everybody a little bit of context. Dean is one of my VIP clients, and we have been doing something really exciting. We have been raising all of Dean's rates. We have been really giving his whole program what we might call an up-leveling, right, Dean?
I think that's fair, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing is looking at now what happens as a result of raising rates and really fine-tuning who is his real client avatar. So Dean, you had a question about how to fire clients. And I was actually surprised. I thought you were going to ask about zero friction selling, which is another thing we're working on. But I love this question so much because a lot of times we don't think about how do we navigate the shift that comes after we make all these changes into our business model, right? So you want to share any more about that question just to give me more insights?
Yeah, because you would think I'd be asking about the other things we're working on, but I got to tell you the truth. I did an event last Sunday night that was horrible and had nothing to do with me.
Okay.
They just simply didn't listen to any of my coaching. Literally, it's like they did everything opposite. And I sat there and I went, man, I really like this client personally. And I have a few of these people, and I went, wow, I have to break up with them. And it's very hard to do that because I can't waste my time anymore. I mean, my Sunday afternoon was just wasted in so many ways. Yes, I was getting paid, but he was also being discounted. And, there was a lot to that. And I really want to know, how do you fire is a strong word. How do you break up with a client when you—
I like that framework, by the way.
when you truly do like them, you have a personal relationship with them. And what's in my business, they're going to call for next year. And I don't know how to say no, because the first thing I thought was, oh, I'll just say I'm not available that date, but then he'll throw out a bunch of other dates.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, okay. So, and then I could tell him the rate is, X. But what if he says yes?
Okay. Well, let's look at a couple things. You said something that I think is really key, and you said, I really like this client. But it sounds like the way they show up is not a good fit. So have you identified, because we've been working on like who's an ideal client and who's not, and how are you going to know the difference? So is it someone in an ideal client and this was a one-off bad experience, or is it always a bad experience?
This is the second one I've done in 3 years or 4 years with them. And it was bad, both.
Okay.
And we had talked about how to make this one better. And I thought we were completely tuned in. We were not.
Yeah.
And that's just an example, right? There's a couple of these, but they are not the ideal client that we discussed. Absolutely not. And the ones that I'm thinking of are not.
Okay.
That actually helps put it in a little bit more context, but I see my clients, more than at their event. I see them at other events because what I do is for nonprofits, and I raise money for nonprofits as an auctioneer, and many
going to be at other events.
Yes, many guests yes, they all. I see at least 5 clients at every event.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of different ways to do this, and I'll give you a couple frameworks that I think could work. And I was going to start with one of the simplest ways to release. I consider it releasing a non-aligned client, right? Like they're no longer aligned. It's costing you energy. Chances are it's costing them energy, and they don't even recognize it. And if it's not a win-win for both people, it's just not a win, right?
Right.
The simplest thing to do is to let people know the new rates. And you said, well, what if he's willing to pay it? So there's a couple things you could look at. If there is any way to help grow the person or the business as a company to make them an ideal client because they have some of the pieces that you would want, then the other thing you could look at is you could say, if they were a yes, like no problem, I'm paying that hands down, you could say, so let me check in with you on this, because my experience is we're not, and do they know that it's not a good experience? Like, do they?
No,
Okay,
I
so you're
don't think
the
they
only one that
do.
knows. Okay.
I think they're aware of a couple of things that definitely that was on them that should not have gone the way they did.
Yeah.
Um, no, I think they know I enhance,
Okay.
and they really like that.
Let me ask one more just clarifying question. Is there anything, like if you did one of the things we've been talking about bringing an on-site assistant, is there anything you changing your systems would improve the outcome of the event for you?
Not on this. Well, on this particular case, no. On
Okay.
some of the others, yes.
Okay. So then here's how I think I would do it. If they approach you for the next one, when they approach you for the next one, I think I would say something like, I really value that you want to come back. However, I'm not sure this is a really great fit. And I am not I think I would say like something along the lines of something like maybe if you were looking for a benefit auctioneer, I think I have somebody who would be a much better fit for you and where you're at. It's super important for me that the clients I work with, that they're able to integrate, or actually, I don't think it would say anything. And then if they say, well, why? Why are we not a good fit? You'd say, I really like you, and I appreciate what you're about and what you're wanting to do. And my packages are now 10K,
Mhm.
and I cannot take a client on in good faith knowing that they're unable to implement my coaching before we get in the room. And it's just not going to be a fit for me. And so I think there would be a better fit for you, and so and so. And I would
Yeah,
just
because
kind of leave it at that.
yeah, because I don't want to turn it on them and say you did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong, because that's not
Yeah,
how I talk to a client.
sure.
And the benefit of what I do is I only work for nonprofits. We raise money for their clients to make, if you will, the world better. It's very hard to have to fire anyone or turn anyone down,
Yeah.
because this is pretty important. So I don't want to turn it on him. Let me digest that, because I think
What would have to happen in the conversation for it to feel really good to you? Like, what do you want out of the conversation? So you're like, you know what? That's it. That's how I'm going to handle it.
I mean, the only thing that could change is that if, for instance, they hired a planner who I've worked with before who gets it and they're going to listen to them.
Mhm.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
Even if I brought in the best person, I don't think they would. So what you said and how I would say it to them is actually good. It's eloquent.
Mhm.
I can talk to them pretty straightforward.
You could add one more
Yeah.
enhancement to it, and we could flesh this out a little bit and almost kind of script it out so that we work out the bugs. Because chances are you got a little bit of time before they reach out, right? But I know you're going to be
Yes.
using this as you get approached. So first line would always be, thank you for asking again. I need to let you know I've made some enhancements to the work I'm doing. My program is now 10, or my package is now 10,000, And if it's really a challenging client and they tend to drop the ball, and you say, and I require an event planner to be to be on staff to make sure that the coaching and the elements we're going to cover are integrated so that you get the best return on your investment in me.
Yet I would say an approved planner, because I did have a
Sure.
planner,
Okay.
and it wasn't a planner that, I mean,
Then
she was lovely, but
specify what that was
I
that
never
you're
got to
being
work
do.
with her. Yeah.
Yeah. So and so um the third thing coming back to this particular client is I think I would go something along the lines of um I'm trying to think how to say this. You could even just say something along the lines of, thank you. It means a lot to me that you really do want to work together again. And to be transparent, like I've had to make some changes in my business because I'm so busy
Hmm.
and I'm only able to take on very small amount of clients now. And this just isn't going to be a fit in terms of how you're basically what your needs are right now or something like that. And you could and the last piece, and I've had some clients do this in the past is, I don't think this is the right thing to do here, but like just for an idea for everyone is you can sometimes even just blame your coach. You can say, hey, look, my coach is challenging me to take on very few clients and to really and you could actually do something outrageous and say, my packages are 20 grand now. Like price yourself so out of the market, they won't say yes. So those are a couple things that you can
And
explore.
can I
So
give him your phone number and say, listen, this is the woman who told me no. Could you go ahead and call
yeah,
her?
yeah. So then they start sending me the hate mail.
Could you send me a note, give me a written note and get me out of
A
school?
coach's note.
Right,
Yeah, let's
right.
give you the coach's note to excuse you.
And I used them as an example, but I'm thinking their worst case. I'm thinking of the middle. And the truth is, I have taken what you've given me, and for the others that I know I still want to work with, and there's a couple of things we just need to, because I'm really happy. Most of my clients are great,
Mhm.
and I all I had to simply say was due to interest and bookings that I'm booked so far out, I have to up my rates. And I got to tell you, Melanie, not one pushback. Knocking on wood here, not one
High
pushback. In fact,
five, high five. Oop,
a
high five.
client said the other day, "You're worth every penny, and book it." I was like, "Wow, okay, wow." And I held off for at least 3 years not booking it up. And I'm sorry, you're going to hear my dog in the background for not booking it up. And I got to tell you, I was a little stagnant, and then this has released so much good energy. All of a sudden, I'm really digging what I do again.
So let me reflect back to what I see happening right now, and then we'll wrap with this. Is you are raising your standards.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I think as we evolve and grow and we get more protective of our time, one of the things we have to look at is how do we raise our standards? And so that might mean raising our prices. It might mean shifting how we protect our asset, our superpower when we are delivering that. And if when we have clients who can't navigate that, it's almost like you have to flip the switch inside of you that says it's okay to say no because I'm not just protecting me, I'm protecting them. Because if my energy is not good, it's not going to be a great energy for anyone, right?
Well, let me ask you a question on that. And going back to this particular
Yeah.
client, would you get in front of it and let him know off the top? Because my gut instinct is no, wait till they call and give it some time between, or is it a best practice to just get in front of it and take care of it?
You know, I think if you wanted to save the client and you could transition them to being an ideal client, I would get in front of it. I would ask for a meeting and I would do a debrief. And I would say, look, uh, you know, I really value you and our relationship. And there's some things that I am noticing that are actually compromising our ability to accomplish your goals. And I really care about you and your mission. Are you open to having a conversation about how we could shoot for next year to to get you everything you want and create a great experience for me in the role I'm playing. And if they're open to it, then you can say, look, here are 3 to 5 things that aren't happening. Here's what went well. Here's what I would like to see go better if we're going to continue to work together. That's only if you want to save them. If there is no hope, there's nothing you can do, then doing a debrief has no value. Because then you're just saying, like, you're wrong, you're bad, this isn't working. You're not trying to save it. You're going to turn them away anyway. So I
Which I
think
don't want to do. Yeah. I don't want to send negatives. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, why don't you let the heat cool down a little bit, since it's just been a couple days and it's kind of still in that reactionary state a bit. Let it like just simmer into like, what do I really want? And what I want you to do from this moment forward, and we'll continue to integrate, is who do I want to work with? How do I create more opportunities to work with these people? And what do I need to release that's taking up space from working with those people?
Gotcha. That's fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
That's the refinement we're going to go deeper into as we get into zero friction sales, is who are those right people? Where do we find more of them? And like, how to, I think just being in the, I'm changing my business. I'm shifting some things because I can only work with very few people now. And I really don't see this as your best fit. I don't think I'm going to be the best fit for you going forward if you don't want to work with them. And you don't need to get into it. You just don't.
That's great.
Unless
Okay.
they ask,
Then I say you need to talk to Melanie.
Like, go hire Melanie as your coach. She'll make your business.
That's right. She'll tell you why you're not doing it right.
Yeah. So does that help?
Yes, a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. And again, it's just an internal switch of deciding that if it's not a win for me, I don't have to keep doing it. Like really like deciding I am so valuable. My energy is so precious. My time is precious. And if this is a client that's draining me, I don't have to keep doing it.
Agreed. Yeah. And that's really starting to hit home now.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially because we're going to scale you. So, and if there are people that are willing to pay the rate and they're great to work with, more of that, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for jumping into the Ask Melanie Live today. And this is an ongoing series we're going to be doing. If you know that you have a need for some coaching, you're looking for a mastermind, right now we are taking enrollments for the Amplify Mastermind. And if that's not a great fit for you, or you're looking for like to really dial it in VIP level, check out all of our coaching options at melaniebenson.com/coaching. Thanks, Dean. See you later today for our group call.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.